pieces here sauce in it, and maybe some fresh onions if you wanted to, but I just went with the onion soup mix. So basically what I'll do is take a handful of burger, pack it pretty good, and then stick it inside one of these things so that I press them to size. Take off any extra. And this way they'll go right down inside the wide mouth jars that I'm going to Christina and I are getting ready to go on, well, we're leaving in October, on an RV trip to a couple of things. The big one is the Jamie Pneumatics van build, and I think that's going to be in October. There's no date set. We're thinking late October, November, somewhere in there. Anyway, and we have no idea where. We're still looking for a place. But anyway, we're going to go to that, and we're going to be busy, you know. So I thought, you know what, I'll just do up a bunch of pre-processed or whatever ready foods that we can just pull these out of the jars and throw them in a pan over the stove, or what's that called, campfire, and we can have dinner in 10 minutes or less. It will take us longer to cut up the lettuce and the tomatoes than it will to make hamburger patties and barbecue them or whatever we do over the campfire with them. One great big one. Well, it's not going to be too big. That's fine. That worked out really good. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 burgers out of that. So let me get my oven turned on, wash my hands and get my oven turned on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I checked the recipe, and it's 375 for 30 minutes, and after 15 minutes you flip them over to do the other side, just to kind of brown them. Let me get these in the oven. There's one. Okay, so I got one up top and one underneath. So while these are cooking, I'll get my water canner going, or pressure cooker going, not water canner. I've already got 2 tablespoons of vinegar in there. And like I said, these are going to be pressure canned for 90 minutes. This is the water that I'm going to start to put over the burgers. And I'm going to get my misc cleaned up, and I'll bring you back. Every recipe, every YouTube thing I've seen, which hasn't been many, on canning hamburger patties. I've seen sausage patties, and they all say put water over them. So I'm going to go with what's recommended, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I got my jars out. They're hot. My vinegar, my napkin, my rings, my lids are in the hot water. I'm going to start stacking these burger patties in the jars. Now some of them, as you can tell, I did cut in half because they were so big. That worked out just right. Got 6 jars out of that. Okay, and I'll fill them up with water. Make sure there's no grease or anything on these edges. I'm going to wipe them off a couple of times using vinegar. If there's grease on the edges. It could have an effect of the lids not sealing correctly. Ooh, that's hot. So I do it once just to get all the crud off. Then I do it again just to make sure there's no oil on these upper edges. And these lids, as you can see, they're hot. Steam coming off of them. They've been in hot water. 20 minutes. Not boiling water, just hot. The reason for that is not only to sterilize them, but to soften up this red ring here so that it forms to the shape of the jar. Okay, those are hot. Okay, now I'm going to pick them up with, yeah, I guess I can do it with my hand, and get them in here. These have to pressure cook again for 90 minutes. And that's not 90 minutes from now, that's 90 minutes from the time the pressure comes up too. I think for mine it's 11 pounds, but for you, you'll have to check the website to see what the recommended canning pressure is for your altitude. Okay, so now I'm going to put the lid on. Almost there. That thing is when that thing starts jiggling, and I'll set my timer. It's moved a couple times, so it shouldn't be too long. Starting to go. Back when it's done.